Welcome to Denver Parks and Recreation at Home. My name is Vince, and this is Exercises for Hiking. Anytime you want to create that plan to begin your hiking training, you'll want to make sure that you set some goals and you really expand on your plan. With your plan, you'll want to make sure you're covering endurance, strength, balance, and core. With your goal, you'll want to make sure that it's a SMART goal. So it's specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and you set a time frame to complete your goal in. Remember, with any kind of training, you'll want to take it slow and listen to your body. And if you haven't really done any exercises in a while, you might want to check with your physician before getting started. Without further ado, let's go and hop into some of the exercises we'll start in today's class. First, you'll want to start warming up. We're just going to start with a nice march. Just get some blood pumping, get a little bit of heart rate up. With this march, we can take it wide and bring it back narrow. And you can follow along with any music that you like. I recommend about 130, 132 beats per minute. Once we get a little bit of that blood pumping, we can do some jumping jacks. Low impact is going to be one heel at a time. Higher impact is both feet going. Good, keep that up. Nice. Couple more of these. We got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to preview some of our exercises, taking a squat position here. We're going to go ahead and squat down like you're sitting in a chair, right back up, really making sure we're pushing through our heels. Good. And our knees are tracking along with our toes. We'll work on this exercise a little bit later, just to make sure we got a great form. But right now, just doing half squats. Get our body ready for what's happening. Good. Few more. Last one. Good. We're going to do some butt kicks. Low impact is just nice and slow. Getting those heels back. Once you feel good, you can take that up a bit and jog it out. Heels just coming back behind me. Good. Nice. We're going to take it to the front now. Low impact's one knee at a time, bringing that knee up. Good. Higher impact, just jumping and jogging it out. Keep it going, keep it going. Nice. Just get a little bit of our shoulders. We're not going to focus too much, but our core warmed up as well. We're going to go ahead and do some walkouts. You're going to reach down to the ground. Walk those hands out to a plank position. You might want to go ahead and tap each shoulder. Walk it right back. Standing up. Let's do about 4 more of those. Good. Really, as we move into our plank position, our focus is engaging that core, not just our belly, but our back as well. So our glutes are tight. My belly button is pulled into my spine. Got 2 more. Good. Take it back. Last one. Good. Another preview of a move we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and lunge it out. Once again, it doesn't have to be a full movement. We're going to take a step forward, bend that back knee, push through that front heel, step back. Right now, just for the warm-up, don't have to go very deep. We just want to get our body used to what we're doing. You can use your arms for balance if you like. Good, keep that going. Awesome. 1 more each side. Good. Let's shake it out. Hopefully you feel nice and warmed up. Muscles are ready to go. You got good breath going, and you're also got some water ready. So take a sip of water before we get started. As we get going here, most of my exercises are going to focus on our legs, our quads, hamstrings, glutes, and then as well as our core. We'll also do a little exercises for our ankles. Since with hiking, there's a lot of ways rocks can move and twist, and we don't want to twist any ankles. So, if you're done and ready, got your sip of water, come back to your space, and you can bring some extra weights. So I'm going to show you squats without the weights first. And then we'll add a couple of dumbbells just for some weight. So first up, with our squat, this is a very basic move in most exercises. We really want to make sure that we're doing the right form, especially because as we train our legs and our knees, we really train them for how we walk as well. So if we're using the wrong form, our knees might not be aligned in regular day walking, let alone hiking. So we're going to start with our feet about hip width or shoulder width apart, whatever feels good. And I'm really pushing down through my heels. So as I come down, if I feel I'm leaning too much forward, I can wiggle those toes a bit and really sink down. Now you can use your arms as a counterweight, taking it out forward. And really you're going to take it down as far as you feel comfortable. About 90 degrees is going to be a good one. If you really want something to help for an area where you want to sink down to, feel free to bring a chair over and just squat down, tap that chair, pop right up. We're going to do about 20 of these here, and then we're going to shake it out. Good. Shake out those legs there. While you're resting, I'm going to show you a couple of variations that you might choose to add into your exercise. If you feel these squats are pretty simple, one of the things you can do is just add a knee, squat, knee up, squat, knee up. This is a good variation if you don't have weights, but you want a little bit more out of your squat. Another variation you can add, squat, leg out, squat, leg out. This is also a great one for our core as we have to engage as we shift from center balance to one side of balance. Good. Hopefully you're all rested now. Let's do our second set. Once again, 20 squats. I'm going to add the weight here to my shoulders, kind of like I have a backpack on. And we'll do our 20 squats again. Ready? And begin. Down, up. Good. Here's another form check. I'm going to look down at my knees. I want to make sure that if my knees were to keep going, they go right over my second toe. So they track right along my feet. Keep breathing. And our chest is up, core is engaged. Good, about halfway through. Good job, guys. Let's do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Shake those legs out. Good. Set these weights aside. We'll come back to them in a little bit. Let's move on to another one of our basic moves. This next move is going to be a forward lunge, just like in our warm-up. I'm going to stand to the side so you can really see the form. What we want to do is we want to step forward, land on our heel, and keep most of our weight in that first front heel. So I have more of my weight here, not so much weight in my back toe. I'm going to lower myself down. 90 degrees is a good angle. I don't want to be leaning forward, so sitting back is a good way to do it. I'm going to push off this front to come back to a standing position. Switching to the other side. Good. As I'm going, you can use your arms, pump them to burn a few more calories, or you can use them a little bit for some balance. Good. Great job, guys. Let's do 8 more each side, and then we're going to grab a sip of water. 7 more. Good. Keep it up. Good job. Last 4. 3. 3. Good. 2. Last one each side. Good. Now is a great chance. Take a sip of water. Catch your breath. Shake out those legs. We're going to do one more set. This time I'm going to throw a few variations in there. You can choose to add them or just go with our body weight lunges. Cool. I'm going to use one weight for my variation here. You can also do this without a weight. I'm just going to add a twist over my front knee. So as I lunge forward, I'm going to twist over my front knee, back to center, and back. This is going to engage my core and get some of those obliques working as I start moving. Good. If you want a little bit more, you can change that movement to a rowing motion. Up and down, center. Up and down, center. Good. Let's do 2 more on each side. 1 more. Last one. Good. Shake that out. If you do have a weight, go ahead and grab that for our next exercise. If you don't, let's improvise. Grab a milk carton, a gallon of water, anything that's just kind of medium heavy. I've got just a dumbbell here. It's going to work well. We're going to do some wood chops, so it's really going to engage our core as well as our twisting motion. So as we're walking and twisting, we want to engage those muscles and train them up. You're going to start with your weight up high. You're going to come down, slight bend to that knee, back up, straight arms, twist. Good. Keep it up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake it out. Other side. Up and down. Up and down. Good. My core is engaged. It's working, but it's got to support my spine. As I take that weight up, that's a lot of pressure. We got 3 more. 2, 1. Good. Shake it out. Grab another sip of water. Our next exercise, I'm going to go ahead and describe it while you're resting. Our next exercise is going to be a straight leg deadlift. I really like these. They really do help target the back of our legs. I'm going to show you from the side. Despite being called a straight leg, I'm not going to lock my knees. I'm actually going to have a slight bend. The difference here, I'm going to hinge at my hips, keeping my hands or my weight, depending on what I use, close to my legs. It's almost like I'm shaving my legs down till I hit a spot where I can no longer go without curving my back. So about there, I'm going to shave my legs back up. That's the basic movement. If you want to add those weights, you can add 1 weight or 2 weights. Go ahead and begin. We're going to go down and up. Good. It's really focusing on keeping that core engaged. Nice straight back. Squeezing the glutes as we come up. Releasing those knees if we've locked them in. Good. Keep it up. Nice. We got 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Shake it out a bit. We're going to do a second set. In between now, I'm going to go ahead and give you a few examples of how you can change that level up and make it a little bit more difficult. Continue taking your breath and shaking it out. Our first one here, we're going to go ahead and do a single leg deadlift. So with this, the only difference is I'm going to take 1 leg down, 1 leg up. Now as you get going, you'll want to try and check yourself out in the mirror that you have a nice flat back to leg. Pro tip for balance, look at a spot on the ground and follow that spot down and up. Halfway through, you'll want to switch to the other side, right back up. Good. Are we ready to try our second set? If you want to try the single leg, feel free, and I will tell you when we're halfway through. Grab that weight if you're using it, or if you want to leave the weight, you're welcome to do that too. And begin. We're going down and up, down, and up. Good. Keep breathing. Nice. Really focus on that form. We want to make sure that we're training our body the right way. Switch legs if you are doing one single leg. Good. Great job. 3, 2, 1. Good. Shake it out. Set that weight aside. So our next exercise I'm going to show you is more of just a step forward exercise. If you have a bench or a step, feel free to use that. The big focus here is the stepping up motion. Awesome. Now that I have my step set up, making sure that it's nice and stable, you want to test that out. The goal here is as I step onto the bench, I've got my whole foot on the bench so there's no chance of me falling off. First we're going to do one side, then the other, and then I'm going to show you how to alternate in the middle of your exercise. So the step up is just a simple step up and then back down. Step up and down. Don't even have to take that foot off the bench. Just up and down. Imagine you're hiking up that mountain, got on another rock, and up and down. 2 more. Last one. Good, and switch sides. I like to add the arm motion. Any additional motion you do, it does add calories you're burning. So if you're in this, not just to train for a hike, but to burn a few calories, get to it. Good. Same deal. Just up and really engage that glute. Push and engage to extend. Push, engage to extend. Give me 2 more. Good. Now if you want to go continuously and change legs in the middle, here's a trick. It takes it up a notch because we add a knee to our step up, but it also increases your cardio because we aren't stopping. Here's an example. I'm going to take a step up, give a high knee, down, down, and then step up with the other foot, high knee, down, down. What's great is you get the extra of the high knee, but you also don't have to stop or worry about how many you did on each foot. So now you can just count how many knees you've done. And as long as it's an even number, you've done the same on both sides. Let's do 4 more. Ready? 4, 3, 2, good. 1. Nice. While I still have my platform here, I'm going to show you one other exercise. Feel free to do this one on the ground if you're feeling a little uncomfortable or off balance with your bench. You can also use a chair for balance. We're going to do what's called a single leg squat, sometimes called a piston squat if you're doing it on a bench. So the base here, if you're on the floor, you're basically going to take a squat with your squat stance. Take a squat with your single leg, other leg is just going to go forward and it's just hanging out. Like I said, feel free to use a chair. For that piston squat, it's basically on the edge, so you can go straight down, straight up. Really focusing on lining that knee up with where you want it to go with your toes. Good. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Switch sides. Down and up. If you really want and you've got a bench like here, you can tap, or if you want to really test that balance, don't touch the ground and really focus on lining your knee up and adjusting your balance on the bench. Good. 3, 2, 1. Good. While I'm on the bench, the last exercise I have, once again, If you don't want to do it on the bench, you can do it on the ground. It's just like I demonstrated before. Instead of doing a piston squat, I'm going to do a single leg squat, but practice stepping down. So this is really helping me engage my hamstrings, which you're going to do as you're coming down the hill. Down and up. So I am preparing to step down from a high rock to another one. You can do either of these variations and really focus on single leg. Good. Shake it out. Give me one moment. Let's get this bench out of the way. Awesome. Now we've done most of our stuff standing. We're going to go ahead and take it down to the floor. Finish up with a few exercises down there, and then we'll stretch out. So the first exercise we're going to take it down to is we're going to go ahead and do a bridge. With a simple bridge, you want to go ahead and plant those feet flat, arms to the side to help provide support. And you want to make sure that you've got your shoulder blades down on the ground so that when you lift up, it's not just your neck, it's your shoulders that are on the ground. We're going to just lift up the hips, squeeze the glutes, and release it down. Up and down. Now for a little bit more of a challenge, and also to really engage the hip abductors, take a band, Versa Loop. We're going to stick it around our legs. And we're going to bring it up above our knee. We never want to put these right over a joint. So we're going to put it over the knee. And you'll feel it try and pull your knees in. This will also help train you if you have your knees that like to tilt in. It'll help train you to get those knees back out. So, lifting up and down. Really engaging so that I can keep those bands, those knees pointed with my toes. They're not tilting in. And I'm just going to keep on going. We got 6 more. 6. Good. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Good. Let's take that off. We're going to move on over and start working on some ankles and calves. And then we're going to finish up with some planks. So first off with our ankles and calves, I'm going to take my band here. I'm going to just slide that around and I'm going to lift my foot. This is also going to be a good hip flexor exercise because you've got to engage to keep that hip up off the ground. With this, I'm just going to focus on pushing my toe and pulling. Making sure that where I have it on my shoe, it's not going to come back and snap me. So push and then let it stretch. Push and then let it stretch. Push. Good. This will help with some of our ankle strength, preparing us for any rugged terrain. Push and stretch. Push and stretch. Let's do one more. Switch to the other side. Good. Once again, engage. Core is engaged in this position too. Hip flexors brought up. I'm pushing and stretching. Pushing and stretching. Good. Keep it up. Three, 2, 1. Good. We'll shake that out a bit. Want to go ahead and give those ankles just a bit of a roll. So once again, hip flexor. This time you don't need the band if you don't want it. We're just going to roll, point to up, and take it the other way. Continue going. If you're like me, one way does not work the same as the other way. And if that's the case, just take a little bit of extra time with that foot and really make sure that they're both feeling good and mobile before we hit the trails. Finally, last exercise I've got for you before our cool down and stretch, some planks. So the planks, I know no one really likes to hold on to them, but they really are a great exercise to really provide balance and core stability. So we're going to start with just a basic plank. First level is just knees on the ground, elbows underneath my shoulders. I've got a nice flat board.
Now if I want to take it up a level, I can lift, engaging my core, engaging my glutes and my lower back as well. Full core engagement. Now what I meant with balance is we're going to add a little bit of a change here. You can either rotate to the side and reach up. 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. And we're going to rotate to the other side. 3, 2, 1. You can continue rotating through those. This is a good variation. It's going to really engage your whole muscles as you twist. Or your other option today is you can choose a leg or arm and lift it up. So I can lift 1, 2, 3. Switch it to the other side. 1, 2, 3. I can lift up my arm. 2, 3. Other arm. 2, 3. Let's hold it again. Another 20 seconds. And we'll come on down. Don't forget to breathe. We don't want to hold that in. Keep it up. Keep it up. 10. Good. Nice. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll start with our stretch here, just a basic baby cobra or sphinx pose if you'd prefer. Pushing up just slightly. And then we'll take it back to a child's pose and stretch it out. With child's pose, it's all about feeling comfortable, but you want to let go. Spread out those knees just a tad bit if you need to sink a little bit lower, and really feel that stretch in the lower back. Great job. Pulling it forward, we're going to go ahead and sit down. I'm going to start stretching out a lot of the muscles that we worked on today. So one of the muscles we worked on were the hamstrings on the back here. Easiest stretch is just reaching forward for your toes. If you're like me, can't reach those toes right now, that's okay. Just sitting up straight and leaning forward, you'll feel that stretch right in the back. You can also do a single leg if you prefer, which is one leg against your thigh and reaching down the other leg. While we're here, let's stretch out our calf a little bit more. Just let that toe come towards us and pushing it away. Without the resistance, we're just letting it loosen out. Good. If you did the single leg option, go ahead and switch the other side. Leaning down that leg, same deal. Give that stretch and release. Good. Great job. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one leg, bend it over the knee of the other leg. And we're going to bring that up for a glute stretch, sitting up tall. This is a great stretch. You can also cradle it if you feel comfortable. I prefer just using my own leg because it's easy. I don't have to worry about if I'm holding my leg wrong. And then what I'm also going to do is just add that ankle roll, just like earlier when we were doing those. Good, great job. We'll switch out sides. Get that nice stretch in there. Good. We're going to take a stretch and a forward lunge. So coming onto my mat here, I'm going to one knee down, one leg forward, lunging it here, opening up the hip flexor. What's great here is you can add a twist, spinal twist, to open up the core and the chest area. Really take that arm out. And then we can switch it to the other side. Taking that twist around. Finally, we'll come to a standing position, and we'll finish out with one last balance exercise, which is just our quad stretch, taking a leg back. If you want to feel a little bit more, we're just bringing the hips forward a little bit more. And remember, pro tip, find a spot on the ground. It will really help with your balance. And shake that out. Other side. Perfect. Thanks for joining me today and following along for exercises for hiking. Today you can choose to do whatever you want with my exercises. You can use any modifications you choose, and you can mix them all around to create your own personal workout. Thank you again for joining us. Till next time, have a wonderful day.